Welcome back to Starcraft 2, Heart of the Swarm. It's time for that beta action. In the bottom right corner, oh, by the way, I'm Zoronden if you didn't know. Anyways, in the bottom right corner, we have the red Protoss Zelkia, or Zelkia. I believe it's Zelkia, though. And in the top left corner is the blue Zerg Bacho, or Bachow. I think it's Bacho. Either way, that is what I'm going to call these two fellas as a go head-to-head here on this Heart of the Swarm map. I haven't quite figured out what all the maps are in Heart of the Swarm is called. I've been meaning to sit down and at least glance at their names once, just to have at least a bit of a clue. So that is something I will be doing here in the future. Bring up the production tab. And obviously you've noticed it is on times 4 speed. This match is rather long, but the major reason is that Heart of the Swarm isn't that different from Wings of Liberty until either one of those new units or upgrades has entered the field. So until we get that, there isn't much to analyze or watch other than a normal game, which most of the time I will cast, but in this case I have decided to hold off because of the game's length. Now, we do have a mothership core on the field, so I've gone ahead and put it at normal speed and we'll enjoy the rest of this match and see how these two guys are going to shoot at each other. It looks like that mothership core is going to head right on out, not content to sit around. He does pause there for a little bit, but with those zealots, he is going to head up north, and the Zerg Bacho may just be in trouble. I'm actually going to put it on ×2 for now, as the mothership core isn't terribly fast and has already spent a little energy on an overpower. Is that what it's called? Photon overcharge. So he's going to be a little lower on that juice, and they're going to go over here and try and harass the lings, trying to break the rocks. A roach does come out, probably a few more on the way. However, he's going to take advantage of that. Rock still up, trying to take down this third. However, he's going to need a lot of firepower to do that. Zealots just letting themselves die, taking the hits, hoping to grab that third. A stalker comes in, still pounding away at that third. Is it going to fall? I think with the mothership core, it's a matter of time, and indeed it was. There it went, and a recall as well. So the mothership core and quite a few sacrificial Protoss units do indeed manage to take down that third. And while he lost quite a few units, that is going to come in quite handy. Knocking out a third for a Zerg is always something you want to do, especially if it's not a third but a natural. So such is the case. Now Bacho is grabbing a new third, and re-grabbing the old third. So third and a fourth, rather. And he's even grabbing a macro hatch. So lots and lots of hatcheries going up for Bacho. His minerals are skyrocketing at the moment. He's going to want to try and manage those a little better. Zelkia taking advantage of the destructible rock tower and piling that onto his third. So a little bit of protection for his third. Looks like Bacho himself did it as well. I'm really liking the options that these destructible rock towers provide. I think we should see a lot more of those, at least in my opinion. So here we come in with another force from Zelkia. Quite a few immortals in this group, however, no stalkers, so that is worth noting. It's a very nice force field, blocking off quite a few Zerglings. If he wants to take this third down, though, he better get to work, as he's only going to have so many force fields to put up. And indeed is the case. He's out of juice at the moment, and there's a minor hole. Quite a few lings got in, but he did manage to take out the third. And I think he got away without a loss, to be honest. Yeah, it looks like he got out without a loss. Maybe a couple zealots, but other than that, a very nice engagement. Managed very well by Zelkia, and using that recall to do some nice Protoss harass, something we're not terribly used to. We do have Blink on the way, but we've also got a Spire on the way for Bacho, so we may be seeing some Muta play come out of Bacho, and that's something that's going to catch Zelkia quite off guard. I don't know if he does have a Forge, but obviously there are no cannons up around any of his mineral lines, because why build them if your enemy's not attacking with mutas? So this could potentially catch Bacho off guard, or catch Zelkia off guard. And quite a few lings come in here. Get the surround on 3 stalkers. Looks like they're going to get picked off very easily. And uh-oh, the Immortal might be in trouble too. Needs to get into his forces here and try to protect that guy. And look at that. Very nice force field to protect that Immortal. Allow him to regen his shields and survive another day. But again, quite a few lings coming in, and Zelkia going to take advantage of that recall yet again. That recall may very well be very important for Protoss. And here comes a nice harass attack by Zelkia on this 4th, using a Warp Prism to drop in an Immortal. I assume he dropped these 2 sentries as well. But he's also been warping in Zealots. So doing some nice damage, and he might have gotten the 3rd or the 4th, but I don't think he's going to get this hatchery now. He's going to have to load up and get out of there, and that is unfortunate. That base is so low on health. The question is, does he play dangerous with his Immortal? And it looks like he is going to be willing to try and pop that. He's very close to dying. Bacho doing a very nice job of sticking with the Warp Prism to try and keep that hatchery alive. A warp in coming in. A very nice play by Zelkia. I don't know if it's going to pay off, though. Only one of those Zealots was able to even hit the hatchery. The Immortal does manage to take out the hatchery. However, it goes down. Will the Warp Prism survive? The Queen is taking shots at it. That Warp Prism is going to be able to get out of there. So, sacrificing an Immortal for a 4th, maybe worth it. I'm not sure. Probably ultimately worth it, but that is definitely a expensive exchange, and would be debatable if it was worth it every time. When he probably could have gone home, grabbed a different unit, brought it back, and taken down that hatchery. However, there are tons of drones long-distance mining at this time. However, he is still mining on his 1st, and he is in fact putting up a 5th. So Bacho's economy is out of control at this time. He has the mutas on the way. I believe that is Airflyer 1 attack as well. And of course, Zelkia has no idea. The mutas have yet to be revealed. And wow, that is so many mutas. Let's check out 25 mutas on the field. 7 more on production line. This is an insane amount of mutas. He could do an extreme amount of damage if he sustains them long enough. The question is, how quickly will Zelkia adapt? Obviously, the mutas are 100% revealed now, and this 3rd or natural, or this is the 3rd. This 3rd is yesterday's business. That Nexus is going to pop very quickly. Obviously, the probes have already transferred out. I'm not quite sure where they went, but here comes Zelkia's force, going to chase the mutas off for now. But to be honest, those mutas may even be able to take this. This is a lot of stalkers, though. A few more there than I thought in the first place. And with Blink, Bacho's gonna need to actually be careful with these mutas. So he's gonna fly him around and try to find some openings. Already got those 7 that popped out earlier over here, pounding on the attempt at a new base by Zelkia. It's gonna take that Nexus out. Ooh, sour about that. No cancel on that, and the mutas are gonna retreat again. However, they re-engage, realizing there were only 3 stalkers there, easily killing off 2 of them, and not willing to go for that 3rd kill. However, he's going to move in and mop up the remaining Protoss structures there. In the meantime, we've had another attack over at this hatchery, the 5th, I believe. Or 4th, rather. I don't know. So, nice harass going on by both players. Zelkia is now supply blocked, and definitely with that army size going to do it. And a nice blink in under the mutas, catching so many off guard. Why isn't he moving out? So many mutas went down there without just needless slaughter. Needless slaughter. And he is now down to 39 Mutalisks. Where are the others? That is not 39 in this ball right here. There. Oh, wow. Look at them streaming across the map. Zelkia is now pumping out Phoenixes, as well as getting Phenai upgrades, as I like to call them. And here comes that Muta ball. This is more than a harass at this point. This is an attempted Muta slaughter army. I don't know what else to call it. This Nexus health is going to go down so insanely quick. And here comes Zelkia's army. However, this Nexus is yesterday's news. And Bacho, I almost feel he could engage full on at this point. Now, though, with the Phoenix there, it's going to start getting harder and harder. And still in production, more Mutalisks. I don't think he has that many upgrades for him either. He needs to get armor for these guys as well as attack. Phoenix is really just outranging them doing very nice damage. As long as Zelkai keeps on track with them, they can easily harass the mutas. And that is why the Phoenix is the air superiority plane airship, whatever. So doing a nice back off there, and now he's starting to move in his stalkers. Zelkai looking to take advantage of the mutas being kind of caught out of position here. Tons of stalkers just starting to stream in. Recall can be done at any moment if Zelkai feels in trouble, but he has the upper hand. Bacho not wanting to face that many stalkers. And I wouldn't be surprised to see more stalkers or Phoenix on the way, and indeed is the case. So many stalkers, whatever. So many Phoenixes coming out by Zelkai. I mean, Bacho is still committing to this Mutaball. He's got 13 more on the way, and if he expects to do anything by massing Mutalisks, I don't know what he's thinking. At this point, he's playing like somebody playing the campaign. He's building a single unit, expecting to beat the enemy with that, and it just isn't going to work. Zelkai has already responded by pumping out Phoenixes and tons of Stalkers, and if you don't expect more of that to be on the way, I don't know what you're smoking. He needs to do some sort of tech swap. Grab some Speed Hydralisks. Grab some Ultralisks with the Burrow Charge. Do something land-based those Phoenixes can't shoot, especially now that the Phoenix production has gone into mass. But unfortunately for now, it does not seem that Bacho has any interest in changing his tech. He's going to stick to that. And look at this, a massive Phoenix engagement. They don't want to be in there. They want to be harassing, not flying into mass chaos. However, if the Stalkers are there to back them up, which they're kind of hitting at different times here, making it a little messy, but Bacho finally kind of committing here, and Zelkai doing serious damage. Muta's going down left and right. Quite a few Stalkers going down as well. However, the shields are very much helping them. Phoenixes are now gone. He's kind of catching these Stalkers out their pants down. Although the Mutas, just so squishy. I take my words back. Those Mutas get sauced. The counter finally pays off by Zelkai. He's taking them down completely. And look at that. All the Phoenix production has stopped. He pretty much assumes that Bacho will not build more Mutas. But Bacho has just built about 15 more and is now on 17 Mutas yet again. Here comes 6 more. Still committing to this Muta play. I don't know what he's doing. I cannot explain how wrong this is and why Bacho continues to do this. He's throwing this game away to Zelkai. I mean, he did some great damage with the Mutas, and a tech swap could have caught Zelkai off guard, but no, he commits to Mutas, over-commits to Mutas. It's not even committing to Mutas at this time. It is an over. And Zelkai finally destroying that rock tower because he needs more mobility because of these silly, stupid Mutas. In the meantime, over on Bacho's side of the map, he continues to mine, and honestly, he's somewhat low on drones. I guess these two bases are better, but they're not saturated. Nothing is saturated. He's definitely getting a lot of gas, though, and that is what he wants, and probably why he hasn't bothered to saturate those. If you check out his minerals, they're ridiculously high, and this is what he should be doing. He should be building Zergling balls to assist these Mutas, hit them in different locations, make that army move back and forth. The Mutas obviously are in danger from the Phoenixes, but the Zerglings are no real danger from Phoenixes. I mean, they might be able to kill a few because of lift. They're not going to be able to kill a huge Zergling ball. So he could spend these spare minerals on those Zerglings, do some double harass, and keep Zelkai really on his toes. I mean, right now he's somewhat on his toes, but it's not too much. It is starting to cause some issues here and there, but head on, Bacho's army just loses every single time. And this is why you don't constantly commit to Mutas. He's going to have to work very hard to get a victory because he's going to have to do so much Muta micro. And in fact, at this point, it's Muta macro because he's having to move them all over the map. He's having to build more because so many die. It's a lot more work than anything. Well, maybe that's micro too. Whatever, it's a micro-macro Muta build. That's what I'm calling it. And it's really going to be a pain for him. And indeed, this many Phoenixes just sloshing those mutas. Zelkia is, of course, going to see that Bacho is going for every expansion on the map. That is going to be an issue. Quite a few more mutas over here. Looks like some stalkers going down at some point. Oh, look, Zergling! Oh, 2 Zergling. Way to spend your minerals there, Bacho. Anyways, a little bit of an engagement here going on. The Phoenix is really doing some serious damage to the mutas, constantly keeping out of range of them. The mutas are on the run of their lives, trying to escape this fury, and just all getting slaughtered. And Bacho may be in trouble here. Zelkia is going to take advantage of this turn of events. A few Zerglings streaming across the map. This expansion is yesterday's news. We're going to follow the bulk of the army as it moves into yet another base. This is a mining base. This is a bigger loss for Bacho. And it's going to go down. There isn't even a threat at the moment. All the Zergling are camping down here. With that many Phoenix, he could easily take out that Zergling ball. 2 hatcheries have gone down very quickly for Bacho. And very suddenly, the tides have turned. Bacho is in serious trouble here. He might be looking for a Broodlord switch as a Greater Spire is nearing completion. Unfortunately, I think it's way too late. There's way too much anti-air in this department. I think these guys were even queued up to run over here, and he lost several doing such. Overlords all over the map, starting to get picked off by Stalkers. Here comes a decent-sized Zergling ball. However, they're all on a standard move or something. Quite a few get freely slaughtered. In fact, even over half of them. And now they're sitting at the base of the ramp. Only 6 remain out of that ball of maybe 20. Some horrible mistakes, and just everything is collapsing for Bacho at this time. He's sending units across the map to positions he once held. They're getting killed. His hatcheries are falling. He obviously has no mutas anymore. I guess he's got 4. He's only got a few roaches, though, a few lings. He's really outclassed at this moment, and just doesn't have enough energy for a ton of Broodlords. He is warping in 7, but what is going to back up the Broodlords? He's not building anything to back up Broodlords. You need some Hydralisk. You need some mutas. You need something that can shoot air. Bacho is now moving in to kill off a 4th hatchery, or excuse me, Zelkia moving in to kill Bacho's 4th hatchery. And again, just collapse here. The Phoenix is continuing to move around, attempting to harass and kill off mutas, Broodlords, Corruptors, whatever they can find to be useful. However, the Corruptors have moved into range of the Stalkers, and 3 Corruptor deaths going down, and that is where we're going to get the final engagement. He does have Corruptor backup for his Broodlords. I spoke out of turn with anti-air there. But there's still going to be issue because they can't shoot ground. The units are going to have some issues. Zelkia, though, is going to go ahead and recall. Doesn't quite feel comfortable engaging those Broodlords. However, he took out 1. So a decent force going on for Bacho. Again, he's going to have to do some careful micro to keep those Corruptors shooting air units, keep the Broodlords shooting land units. But if he gets some Blink Stalkers getting under these guys, that could spell the end of this game. So let's watch this ball as it continues to migrate down south for the winner. And it's going to take a while. In the meantime, there is some stuff going on over there. That was exciting. I think they might have killed some Zergling. Anyways, this 3rd is now under attack. It is pretty much... it's got some decent amount of minerals in it. Definitely worth saving. And check that out. We got some Tempest on the field. They want to get out of there. They're going to go down so quickly, these Corruptors. That is a large loss of cash. The Stalkers do blink in, though, under the Corruptors. The Corruptors do not like this, and this is indeed a dangerous Protoss force. Obviously, the Bacho force is quite dangerous as well, but those Broodlords are starting to get shot at by those Tempests, and they kill Broodlords. Yes. And look at this, a massive engagement going down. Zealot's going nuts on Broodlord, Broodlings. The Corruptors taking out almost all the areas, both Tempests, but the Stalkers doing their work to the Corruptors. The Phoenix is moved in, trying to do damage to the Corruptors themselves, but the Broodlords are gone, and this is going to clinch it for Zelkia. I do not see how Bacho can recover from this. He's chasing a few Phoenixes with what Corruptors he can, but that's about all he can do. He's going to send in a few more Corruptors. Wow. The collapse for Bacho continues. I mean, just utter collapse at this time. I'm, in fact, going to speed it up as I do not see Bacho recovering here. And this match has been pretty long as it is. Zelkia going to move up here, retake that out. units are going to scream in. Oh, they're slaughtering drones. More Broodlords. Let's actually slow this one down. This might be a good fight here. And Zelkia not ready to engage those Broodlords again. I'm going to back off. I feel he could have blinked in there, though, and taken those out quite easily. There's only 3 Corruptors. One's got like 5 hit points. 13 hit points, I guess. And this actually might be it. He is indeed blinking in. Broodlord's going to start going down, especially with the Tempest there. The Stalker's focusing on the Corruptors. Quite a few near death. Broodlord's starting to explode all over the map. 1 left. Tempest does go down. However, there are 3 more down there. They're going to do a lot of damage. Corruptor is gone. The Broodlord is gone as well. And again, Zelkia has trampled over Bacho. A few more Corruptors come in, and Bacho GG's out. So, I mean, again, this was not even a Heart of the Swarm thing here. Bacho just completely overcommitted to those Zergling. He stayed with them way too long. Zelkia tech swapped to massive anti-air and just slaughtered the mutas left and right. It was taking too much micro for Bacho to make the damage happen. He's tech swapped to Broodlords just too late. And by then, Zelkia had a nice Phoenix Force, was even building Tempest. Obviously, Blinkstalker's doing a lot of damage as well. So, just well-rounded play by Zelkia, and Bacho, unfortunately, overcommits to the Muta play. And basically, you saw that collapse happen when Zelkia finally got his tech swap on key, and those Mutas just died left and right. So, congrats to Zelkia. He is the fan that sent this game into me. He's indeed a UCAP member as well. So I want to thank him for sending that in, and remind all of you that I can do Heart of the Swarm and Wings of Liberty replays. So if you want those cast to me, or casted by me, send those to Zoronden@gmail.com. That, of course, is listed in the information below. If you guys liked this, please do thumbs up and subscribe so I can bring you more Starcraft and Heart of the Swarm beta action. I am Zoronden, and I will catch all of you next time.